A follow-up on the John Deere 355Z that we did last week. That was having the wrong belt on it, problems, and I had to grind a little bit on it, whatever. Got another one in here today, and I'm going to show you why that was happening. I'll tell you why. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So guys, a couple of days ago I posted a video on changing the deck belt or deck belt problems on a John Deere Z355E. And no, this is not the same one. This happens to be the same customer's son's mower. They bought them both together. So the father has one and the son has one. And you can see the father by this video if you go back and look at the other one. The father's video is not been as used and abused as much as this one. But a couple of things in that video, we were talking about the belt. Now this guy still had one of his belts that he bought, so I'm able to look at it now. And you can see where it snapped just right in half. And in that previous video I said, well, they were buying the wrong part number belt, which they were. They were buying one for a John Deere Rider 48 inch, like an L model or something like that. And I said, but just to clarify, I want to know what you guys think about whose fault this was, because after further research, let me hold on. So guys, after further research, I did a little more, detective work, so to speak, even though I'm not a detective like David. But turns out that belt that they were putting on this one that keeps breaking, he had done the same thing 3 times. But this belt does fit a Z355E, but it's a 355E Edge deck. Turns out John Deere makes 2 decks for this same model. One's called an Edge and one's called an Axle. And the Axle Deep deck is what's on these 2 that these guys have. So, is it the guy at the parts counter fault? Is it the customers for not providing the right model number? Because it's not the model number, because when you go by the model number, it doesn't show which deck. If you go to the parts diagrams, it has in there both decks listed separately. So, in my opinion, I'm thinking it's the parts guy's fault, because his question should have been, when they asked for a belt for the Z355E, that should have cued him off to say, well, which deck do you have on that, sir, or ma'am, or whoever's buying it? Do you have the Axle Deep deck, or do you have the Edge deck? Because it makes a difference. So, and you would think after going back 2 or 3 times and buying the same belt, somebody would have picked up on that. But anyway, just to follow up on that, things that make you go, because I had to do a little more research, because because they were going to somebody and they were telling them that was the right belt. It wasn't like they were buying them off the shelves themselves, just guessing. So, so that's why it's always a good idea to do your own research, because you never know who's behind that parts counter. Anyway, just a short video on one man's opinion. And I'm not saying all parts guys are like that, because I know some parts guys that are great, awesome guys that really take pride in their work. They're not just there to push out a part, this, that, and other. So anyway, if you like this video, please subscribe. But just remember, do your own research. If you're a customer out there taking it to somebody to get fixed, and especially that's why us small engine people like to purchase our own parts, because that's our job. Customers start bringing you their own parts and say, here, this is, it can get fishy. But anyway, we'll see you guys on the next one. Later.